It's a fantastic feel-good movie. And you forget what such great tunes there were in 1966.
Yeah, it was not a bad year. It's actually a shameless excuse on Richard's part to play all those records. 1967 is one of his favourite years, and he is a pop obsessive, as am I suppose. And you've got the Stones, and you've got the Kinks, and you've got the Small Faces, and Tamla Motown, and Stax and Atlantic Records, and all kinds of American music. And it was a kind of unprecedented explosion of music. It's not just... I hate it when people look backwards with rose-tinted glasses, particularly, and tell the young that their youth was apparently, you know, so much more spectacular and glamorous, which is not the case. But with the music, there was a kind of explosion due to the electric guitar, synthesizers, technology, but also there was just a burst of creativity, and there was a whole feeling in the world which was reflected in pop music. So you went from like your mum and dad's music, which was basically Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney or something, to Jimi Hendrix, which is a bit of a leap.
And in a film, those sort of 1950s world and this new world really comes across very well indeed with Branagh's character, as well as you all on the boat.
Yeah, no, it's very... The contrast is probably... There'll never be such a contrast again, certainly not in England. And it was violent in terms of everything, in terms of style and attitudes.
Did you used to listen to pirate radio then?
Yeah, everybody listened to pirate radio. Everybody I knew. It was the only way you could listen to the new music, to the rock and roll, which is a strange term to use, actually. In fact, it's the last time I'm ever going to refer to it as rock and roll, because it's not. Whatever rock and roll was, it doesn't really cover it. But yeah, before that there was Radio Luxembourg, and with Radio Luxembourg you didn't get a signal properly, so you couldn't get a whole song, and it would drive you mental, because you'd be late night, you know, trying to do it quietly in your bedroom, and then the song would disappear into the mists. And then when Caroline came, and London, and all those boats, you could get all of the, you know, they had a signal, so you could get all of the music all of the time, and it was unprecedented, and 22 million people tuned in.
So you leapt to do this project, because you've worked with Richard before, haven't you?
I've worked with him twice before. I love working with Richard, yeah. I like it when he directs as well. He tells great jokes, and they're big-hearted, good movies.
And how much improvisation was there?
On this one, unusually, because there normally isn't, there was a degree of improvisation. Not as much as it might appear. That's just the kind of... that's the achievement of the performers to give that impression. But there was you've got a lot of comic performers, and they do tend to improvise more than kind of regular actors do, so there was an element of that.
Now, you filmed this not in the North Sea, too choppy, make you a bit seasick,
yes.
But actually in Portland.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Portland was lovely. We had a big red boat with Radio Rock written on the side, and every day you got on it and you floated out, and it was a beautiful spring off the coast of Dorset. And we had a very, very nice time down there, and Weymouth welcomed us, and everybody made us very happy and welcome. And we floated about, and on occasion it would turn into like a Cliff Richard or an Elvis Presley movie, and everybody would be required to dance all day. So you'd dance to Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas all day. You'd dance for 12 hours. And I did at one point look up and see Philip Seymour Hoffman on the poop deck giving it loads to Martha and thinking, he's made all these kind of serious movies lately, and he looked like the happiest man alive.
What was it like being with all these comedians, these characters, in such close proximity on a boat?
It was very good fun. They're all very nice people, and they're all very professional, and they didn't, you know, they're kind of, and everybody, you'd imagine that there might have been some elbowing, you know, to get to the camera kind of thing, but there was none of that. And Richard keeps a very cool and friendly atmosphere, and they're really decent blokes, and we had a nice time. Now,
the interiors of the boat were filmed at Shepperton Studios, and you filmed there before. Tell me about their facilities.
Shepperton is marvellous, you know. I don't know a great deal about their facilities. It's always been very, you know, a very nice place to work. They've got nice big spaces, and it's very efficient.
And just summing up, how would you sell the film to somebody that sort of doesn't really know what it's all about?
Well, it's kind of like the cinema, the deal you used to make with the cinema when you were a kid. That you pay some money, and when you come out, you feel considerably better than you did when you went in. That's the deal.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.